Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we have a really exciting video and I'm so excited because we're doing a book haul video. In here I have about 9 or 10 books, I think. Somewhere around there, we'll see when we get to the end. And we're going to go through them and see what my recent buys are. Here we go. First, I'm just going to take them all out of the bag, so no peeking. Sorting them out. So, once I've sorted them out, I can see here I've got 3 different series and 2 standalone novels. So, we're going to start with the 2 standalone books. These 2 I have had on my want to buy TBR list for a while. And I was iffy about whether I was super excited to read them or not, but I was in Big W, I saw them and I was like, let's just get them. So the first one is 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. As far as I know about this book, it's a YA romance novel and it is very sad and a lot of people really cry about this book. The first review I heard about this was negative, so I didn't actually have it on my radar for a while, but then I kept seeing it on TikTok and BookTube. And a lot of people really love this book and think it's a good read. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And the cover is so beautiful. So I had to, I had to get it. So here we are. That's my first book. The synopsis says, a kiss lasts a moment but can change a lifetime. Rune and Poppy met as children and swore to be friends forever. As teenagers, this grew into a love that promised to last a lifetime. But their worlds were shattered when Rune was sent home to his native Norway. 2 years later, Rune is back and Poppy is ready for their happy ever after to begin. But the boy who returns is not the Rune she remembers. Interesting. So it looks like it's childhood friends to lovers, and maybe something traumatic has happened to Rune when he went back to his hometown, and now they have to reconnect and figure out who each other are now. That sounds really interesting, and I can see how it could be very sad. So that's my first one. We'll see when I get to reading that. The other one is My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I had this one on my TBR for ages, and I saw it in there, and I was like, all right, this is the time. I'm gonna get it. It's a pretty short book, but as far as I know about this book, it is a literary fiction that follows this woman. I just realized there's a nip. Jeez, okay. So as far as I know about this book, it follows this woman who is feeling very overwhelmed, depressed with life. So she asks to be medically put into a coma for a year. And then it follows her through the year, what happens in her brain, stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's right, but that's what I understand the book is about, and I haven't read it yet, so we'll see. The back says, young, thin, pretty, a recent Columbia graduate, an apartment on the Upper East Side of Manhattan paid for by her inheritance, our narrator has many of the advantages of life, but there is a vacuum at the heart of things, and it isn't just the loss of her parents, or the way her Wall Street boyfriend treats her, or her sadomasochistic relationship with her best friend. It's the year 2000 in the world's greatest city, a glitter with wealth and possibility. What could be so terribly wrong? So it sounds like a girl who's had a lot of things happen recently. She's got this stereotypical amazing life in Manhattan. Sounds like she's quite wealthy, but she's depressed. So she's taking a year to rest and relax and figure out how to go forward from here. That sounds super interesting, and we'll see how that one is. Next series. What am I talking about? Okay, the next books I've got is part of a series. Let's just make sure they're in order. Yep, so I saw this series in BW and I'd never heard of them before. I haven't even seen them anywhere. But the covers were so beautiful that I had to get them. And that's pretty much the only reason why I bought these books. It is the If Love book series by Ana Huang. And she is a very popular author at the moment. She's written the what's it called? the Twisted series and the Deadly Sins series at the moment. So she's a very popular author at the moment, and a lot of people love her writing. So I was like, oh, I can't really go wrong, can I? And the covers are just so beautiful. I'll show you. This one is the first book, If We Ever Meet Again. First book, it's like purple, it's got flowers, it's so pretty. This one says she's an inspiring interior designer who dreams of falling in love. He's an ex-football star who thinks love is a con. She's a virgin and he doesn't do virgins. He's cocky, infuriating, and not her type. She wants the fairy tale, he wants freedom. Interesting. So it sounds like they're sort of not meant for each other, but they're going to fall in love, and then they're going to have to figure out what's going on. That's the first book of the series. Second book is this one, If the Sun Never Sets, and it's blue with the flowers. It's just so pretty. This one says, when Farah walked into her lunch meeting, she didn't expect to see him. Blake Ryan, her first love, her first heartbreak, and now her first client as a freelance interior designer. So it looks like it's following on from the story, maybe. It's been 5 years, but she'll never forget the way he shattered her. Oh, interesting. I feel like that just gave away that book. Awkward. Okay, that's the second one. Book 3 is called If Love Had a Price. It's green, the flowers, so pretty. She offered him $10,000 to seduce her father's gold-digging fiancé. He countered with $15,000 and a kiss from her at any time he chose. Chris should have said no, but she was desperate to get rid of her stepmother-to-be, and the gorgeous actor with the wicked grin was perfect for the job. So she agreed to his terms, not knowing that doing so would cost her a lot more than money and a kiss. Interesting. That sounds like different characters than the first two. We'll have to see. That sounds so good. And last one is called If We Were Perfect. It's orange. Beautiful. Olivia had a plan. MBA, Wall Street, VP by 32, marriage and 2 children. Preferably twins because #efficiency. Not in her plan? Losing half her belongings in an apartment flood and being forced to turn to her ex for help. Definitely not in her plan. Moving into said ex's house and watching him walk around shirtless, bake her cupcakes, and look at her with those smouldering ... Wait, what was she talking about again? Interesting, so it looks like an ex to lover story. I am a bit nervous about this one because I have the belief of if your exes leave it in the past. So we'll see. It depends how they broke up and what happened. So yeah, that's book 4. So that series sounds super cool, and I saw it, the covers were beautiful, and I was like, oh, do I get this just because of the covers? As you can see, I did. The next series I got is this one. I'm not sure what the actual series is called, but it's Things We Never Got Over is book 1 by Lucy Score, and Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, book 2. They're small town romance novels. And there is one more book in the series, and I pre-ordered it. It comes out in like September or something, and so that one will complete the series. So the first book says, I'm not really sure where the synopsis is, but it's talking about a runaway bride, a strange twin, moving to a small town, getting stuck with a daughter. So it sounds very complicated, but that's the first book. And I've heard a lot of reviews about these books, and a lot of people love them. So I was like, I've got to do it. And the covers are stunning. So the next one, and then Things We Hide from the Light is book 2. It says 2 bullets put a dent in his southern charm, and now he's facing a criminal still on the loose and a town full of citizens that consider the law more of a guideline. Oh, this is about the police chief. I've heard about him. Apparently everyone loves him. But it's a very thick romance book. How many pages is this? 574 pages. So it's a nearly 600-page romance book. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. And I have pre-ordered the last one of that series. I said that already, didn't I? Anyways, then the last series I got is this series. I'm not sure what this series is called. It's like The Ladies of Wisteria or something. Anyway, I pretty much got this for the covers as well because they're very pretty. Awkward. Hopefully they're good. We'll see. The first book in the series is called The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. This one says, "This is no ordinary Victorian lady society. These women spend their days pickpocketing and blackmailing their way around the country, all before it's time to sit down for tea." But when Cecilia meets Ned Lightbourne, her world is set to change forever. He's a paid assassin and she's his next hit. Oh my goodness, that sounds so good. Okay. And it says at the bottom, Bridgerton meets Peaky Blinders in this swashbuckling tale of scoundrels and society. This actually sounds so good. Okay, so that's the first book. Then we have the second book, The League of Gentlewomen Witches. And it looks like this. It says, when rumours of the long-lost amulet of Black Beryl start to circulate, it's up to Charlotte to make sure this powerful talisman doesn't get into the wrong hands, which is precisely what happens when the evil Lady Armitage gets her grip on it. Interesting. So it looks like they're after like a lost treasure almost. Cool. And the last one of the series, which is my favourite one, it's my favourite colour, The Secret Service of Tea and Treason. This whole series is by India Holton, by the way. Says, when rumours circulate that a group of dastardly pirates plan to assassinate the Queen, Alice is immediately assigned to the case. However, she's not working alone. Enter Daniel Bixby, master spy and Alice's greatest rival. Oh, that sounds so interesting. I'm actually very excited for this series now. It sounds so good. So that brings us to the end of my book haul. I've also low-key placed myself on a book buying ban, and I say low-key because I have ordered a bunch of more books in the mail already. So I'm waiting for them to come. I've pre-ordered a couple of novels, so I might have a couple of more hauls coming, but as of now I'm not buying more. So they're ordered and they will come, but I'm not buying more, and I'm thinking I'm going to have this going until maybe, I'm gonna say until my birthday, which is September 3rd. So that gives me July, August, 2 months of a book buying ban. So this is definitely gonna tide me over until then. Let's see how we go. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.